State regulators have reopened the investigation into Xcel's preemptive power shutoffs in April. The investigation that 2 weeks ago was ended with no resolution. Perhaps the PUC had a change of heart. Perhaps they saw Marshall Zellinger's interview with the governor saying that Coloradans should not wait months for answers.
Remember when Xcel turned the lights off for 50,000 people in April to minimize wildfire concerns and high winds? Remember when the PUC closed its investigation into that event 2 weeks ago with no action?
I had a number of questions and concerns such that I've asked to have this item put back on the agenda for further discussion.
Just like the power itself, the investigation is back on. During today's PUC meeting, the commissioners revived the investigation they closed 2 weeks ago, which was to the dismay of Democratic Governor Jared Polis, who had asked the PUC to adopt emergency rules.
Is that what you expected when the PUC said we're going to open an investigation into the power shutoffs for nothing to be concluded?
No, I'd like them to move quickly.
Xcel is close to submitting its new wildfire mitigation plan, which will include what it plans to do to prevent its equipment from starting wildfires. But that is a process that could take up to a year, bringing us back to this investigation to enact emergency rules.
What struck me was, I think, the need for better coordination, especially with municipalities, emergency operations centers, as well as vulnerable and critical customers.
The thing that's, abundantly clear is that there's a real problem with communication, both with customers and with the relevant emergency service agencies.
The three PUC commissioners today reiterated their expectation of Xcel providing better communication to customers and county emergency managers ahead of future power shutoffs, the kind that might happen before Xcel's next wildfire mitigation plan gets approved.
Once today's expectations or order is written, Xcel will have 2 to 3 weeks to respond, and then after that, the PUC will have the parameters for what it expects from Xcel, specifically around communication with any power shutoff, for the rest of this year and until the official wildfire mitigation plan gets approved, and that's the 6 to 12-month process that the governor didn't want to wait for, and the PUC decided today they no longer wanted to wait for.
It's interesting, and it just raises, it's like, who do the regulators work for, right? Like, they work for the people of the state. They certainly listen to what the governor has to say. They also listen to what the utilities that they regulate have to say in a lot of cases because they work so closely with them.
But on that list, the governor is probably the most. You have the PUC director, their ultimate boss, directly, but the governor has appointed all three of them. So I guess if he says we shouldn't have to wait, you might listen to the boss and say, we could fix that.
Perhaps we shouldn't wait.